The Delaware primary actually means something this year. Does that mean the candidates are coming to the state? We'll ask the head of the Democratic Party. This is the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. Welcome to the Delaware Way. For the first time in a long time, Delaware can play a role in the presidential process. It's going to be an important primary on April 26. John Daniello is the chair of the Democratic Party in Delaware. Sir, thank you so much.
Thank you for
coming
having me,
in.
Larry.
It is an exciting time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We've got two good candidates. I'm proud of both of them, obviously. We haven't torn each other apart like the other side has.
You don't have Donald Trump, that's why.
You got it, although I hope they do.
You hope he's the nominee.
It'll make things a little easier for us.
What do you think of the process? Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, this is one of the only times they're together on something, complain about the democratic process. They say it's rigged. Donald Trump says that. Bernie Sanders says that the superdelegate process is not something that he agrees with.
I'm glad you brought that question up. The argument is obviously over the, quote, superdelegates, which is nothing more than a media expression. The superdelegates are the party leaders and elected officers. It would be crazy to try to have a convention without your party leaders and elected officers. On the other hand, you don't want them running for the few seats to take Delaware. What chance would a hardworking Democrat who wants to go to the convention and who deserves to go to the convention, how would they stand up in an election for delegate against a Joe Biden or a Jack Markell or a Chris Coons? So we solved that problem by having a thing called PLEO, party leaders and elected officers, and they make up about 10 to 15% of the total delegation.
This year, if the race keeps going the way it's going, and if Bernie Sanders keeps picking up delegates and picking up states, those 400 to 500 delegates, depending on how many Hillary Clinton gets, could sway the election. It could sway the nomination in her favor.
You could carve the total delegation up in a ton of ways to determine it could sway the delegation. One or two states may sway the delegation.
But right now, Hillary Clinton's getting almost 90% of the superdelegates. And so you would think, and the argument can be made, that it is the Democratic establishment picking the candidate if the race is close.
Well, I hear the argument, but I maintain that if you look at the delegates from the Republican convention, most of them are going to be local elected officers or party leaders.
But they're still, most of them are based on the primary and caucuses in their state. Not all of them. Some of them are unpledged.
Well, that's just how they've broken down. Each of our states takes a percentage of what we would have gotten, and they are designated as PLEOs, as super delegates. The governor, the two senators, the congressman, the party chair and vice chair, and the national committee man and committee woman.
What's going to happen in Delaware? Because on the same day, on the 26th of April, that you're going to have your primary, Pennsylvania's having theirs, Maryland's having theirs, Connecticut's having theirs, and Rhode Island's having theirs. And the fewest amount of delegates will be in Delaware, and it only comes a week after New York. Is there time in there for Hillary Clinton and or Bernie Sanders to spend time in Delaware?
Well, I don't know about Delaware per se, whether they will or will not make an appearance. My guess is they probably will. If
you haven't heard anything, though.
I have not, nor have we invited or we've made space available at our headquarters for get out the vote operations for both of them if they wanted to use it. And that's all we're looking for, is a heavy turnout at this point. This particular chair is looking for a large turnout that will determine which way Delaware wants to go at the convention.
This is a party election, and it's a much different thing.
And those party rules, those state party rules, are determined by the state committee, which is a large volume of people. 441 people determine what those rules are.
And the candidates know them ahead of time, and the candidates know how to play them, and it's the best one that knows how to play within those rules.
Yes, and they also, on a national level, obviously, then it gets a little more complicated. Those candidates have to know the rules.
But I'm glad you brought that up.
In each of those 50 states.
Because now, as the delegation goes to the convention, they get to vote on new rules. Right? I mean, there'll be a rules committee selected by the delegates, and the rules that happened last convention may not be the same rules for this convention.
Well, once the convention goes in, they could change the rules as they see fit. Every convention can do that.
One last thing, and you have the Democrats have less of a chance of it being an open convention than the Republicans do, but you keep hearing about the fact that these unpledged delegates, that it's legal to bribe them. It's legal to offer them favors. It's legal to give them things. That it's good to be a delegate this year because it's all fair game. It's not like, as long as you don't offer them legislation, which is legal, everything else is okay. Is that right?
Well, it may be theoretically right. And I've been around, in my time, I don't see that happening at all. In most cases, the unpledged delegates will follow the whims or decisions made by their states. Keep in mind, they are state elected officers. Right. They're going to listen to their state. They're not going to listen to outsiders.
Sir, thank you so much for coming in and going through some of this. Please come back, because we didn't get a chance to talk about the Democratic registration and the great job you've done, and so we'll get into all that next time. Is that okay?
That's fine. In fact, I appreciate that.
John Daniello is the chair of the Democratic Party in Delaware. When we come back, Bernie Sanders has opened up his campaign office. We'll talk more about that when the Delaware Way continues. You're ready to leave.